All right.
Do we make that smooth transition right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
okay.
It's
I
chat
mean,
episode 2.
do we
Hey,
want to
everybody that was
reclap?
listening to
Yeah.
the episode, go click on the other
No, we don't
video
need
right
to
now.
reclap.
I know we don't need to. It's just for you to see in the. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. Whatever. So this is episode 2 of Talk.
I called it
MMA
chat.
Is it
Reno
just
Talk.
called
Do you have like a
Talk?
better name for it,
It
or
was called chat.
Chat.
chat? That's
Well,
great.
That was
chat.
classy.
We got chat. All right. Well, what's the chat?
I mean, the number one chat has to be the guy dying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so he died from a neck injury off hitting the ground.
I think the thing that actually killed him, or at least what kept him hospitalized, was he had a spinal cord infection.
Oh, it was
From
an infection
Well, no. So like
before the
he
fight?
did. No. Like he fell, broke his neck, was in the hospital, and then from whatever treatment they were giving him, complication of that was infection of his spinal cord. So they had to keep him in the hospital, and then he died after like a month or so.
Huh. I don't like. Is that anyone's fault? Is that the commission's fault?
Yeah,
Or
one
is it just
million
like a freak
percent
thing?
yes. If the commission is gonna insert themselves into the sport as like, oh, we keep everything safe and fair, then yeah, that's 100 million% on them.
Could they have like
Not made the fight.
like there were no indicators, or just because it was a big mismatch? You're saying?
Big mismatch, but you know, even in the result here, it's their job to keep people safe. That's what they always are, spout. It's like we're the fucking come on, no other sport has the commission like this. But
So here's the thing I have to say is, I have a couple of things. The first thing, which is kind of interesting, is how everybody always says, like, we have to stop weight cutting. Somebody's gonna die. Like, weight cutting's gonna kill somebody someday. I have never heard of weight cutting killing anybody.
well, it
I
happened
have
in
heard
one.
of shit. It did
Yeah,
it?
I think that's why
No,
one
there's no
has
weight
their
cutting.
yeah, that's why one changed their policy because some dude killed himself.
That's fun. Instantly proven wrong. But secondly, my point I was trying to get to more so is how I feel like it's shit like this where people die. It's bad mismatch, uh, old typically, and then just like something happens during the fight. It's either like their dad's their corner and they put him out there too long,
Jack Slack
or they
take.
fall and hit their head funny. Like it's always this cacophony of issues.
Okay,
Jonah,
misuse of the
educated
word
man.
misuse of the word cacophony, but continue.
No,
Yeah, I like to use words. Sometimes even the
Will?
right way.
it's not that bad.
Cacophony is like a
But
bunch of
the
noise.
A bunch of noises is
Okay,
like
I
the-
understand.
yeah.
No, whatever. I understood what you meant, Jonah.
The real point, my final point that I would like to get to on this, which I think is interesting, is especially through the MMA arenas where we do the thing where we looked at fighters like the dude who killed a man and et cetera, et cetera. I have looked at a lot of records. I've looked at a lot of fighter records. And man, I know people are saying like this guy sucked and he shouldn't have been fighting and he's like a 10-12 guy against like a 12-1 guy. That shit happens all the time. And people aren't dying. Like this is kind of a bit of a freak accident.
Yeah, I know, but when we're
That's kinda
talking
what
about
I'm saying.
liability, like it's on the commission and the promoter, maybe, depending
That's
on
true.
like
But,
the
like-
contract. Like,
I feel like this could have just as easily happened in the UFC.
right? Yeah, it could have, but
Yeah.
like,
Well, it couldn't, because UFC would not
yeah,
have,
the UFC
except for the women's division, a guy this
wouldn't
bad
do
fighting
that.
a guy that good.
Well, the UFC is for as like
Okay, it could
silly,
happen in
goofy,
Bellator.
as like circus-like
Yes.
as the UFC matchmaking is. They actually do put on like fairly even fights, vast
Mhm.
majority of the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bellator is a
definitely.
better. Bellator loves huge mismatches.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
even
yeah.
still, I trust Bellator. Let's just maybe all get this out. I think BKFC is like the lowest of the lowest tiers of fucking martial arts promotion.
No.
I can do. If I'm doing tier list, it's
Of
like
like a major,
S
of like a
tier.
professional promotion. Come on now.
Of a professional martial arts promotion?
S tier, Fight
Triller.
Circus.
No, I think Triller. I would trust
A
Triller
tier,
more. If I were a
UFC
fighter,
Prime.
if I were a
Really?
fighter, I would trust Triller more
Oh,
than I would
no.
trust the BKFC guy.
Uh,
1,000,000%.
I would be. No,
Like, how
I
many
disagree with that.
BKFC fights does Jake Paul have?
How many do you
True.
know about?
Okay, that's true. Jake Paul probably does have like 400 plus street
Haven't
fights.
both of those had problems with not actually paying their fighters? BKFC has.
No, the problem BKFC had was the fucking president and CEO came out in the
saying we're
middle of
not
an
going to pay
event
this
saying we're not
guy.
going to pay that dude, even though they signed a contract. Whatever. My point is, you guys are right. Triller is garbage, but that is like the same tier of shit to me. Same
Yeah.
garbage tier shit. Like, as a fighter, you have to know, like, man, these guys are going to pull some sneaky bullshit. But even
Oh
still,
yeah.
like, it's on them when someone fucking dies on their watch and on the fucking shitty Mississippi Commission's watch. Which apparently the Mississippi Commission is like notorious for being one of the worst when it comes to mismatches, like in general across all levels of combat sports.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that, but
if
I
you
would
are a
believe it.
combat sports athlete, that's another good point. Is how you have, I mean, you have literally from day one in your first amateur fight, it happens to every single person, and you've at least seen it happen to the people you know. You mismatches, guys pulling out, promoters being like, "Oops, sorry, I need you to fight this 5-1 dude."
Who's
That
two
shit
weight classes
happens.
above you?
Yeah, 3 weight classes above you. That shit happens all fucking day long. Unquestionably, he's seen it before. Like, it just adds to the complexity of it. Is how like this is like an expected thing almost.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
And when you're poor,
I guess what
too,
it
you're
comes down
bad.
to is it
for
really was
amateur,
like a
yes.
freak accident that happened. Like he landed wrong. And you know what? It's scary to think about too because I was thinking about like the fucking when Yuri Prohashka knocked out Dominic Reyes, the way Dominic falls, like he falls directly on his neck and it's like all twisted up fucking weird with his whole body and he's like a big boy, you know? That shit's crazy. Like Dominic Reyes could have just fallen right there and snapped his neck and died, and that would have been like the first UFC death. But it
yeah.
happened to this fucking guy in BKFC. And then Dana, in kind of a
That's what I
scumbaggy
was just
way,
gonna
I
bring
know.
up. I was just gonna
Dana
say that.
turns around and is like, well, I watched his like fucking stupid press conference about this, or where he was answering questions at the last press conference,
The Contender Series.
and he was like, "Fucking, we've never had deaths. You know, we've been doing this for 25 years." And it's like, Dana, they're not really asking about you. Like, this isn't about
Yeah,
you,
Dana.
bro.
He's like, we spent $20 million a year on fighter health. This would never
Yeah, it's
happen in
like,
the U.S. Like,
yeah, of the billions
it
and billions of dollars
totally
we
could.
make, we spend at least $2 on fighter health and safety.
And it's just like,
It's just a lot of ammunition to use against BKFC already shady and stupid and bad as like a business, and then this is more ammo to use against them, but also it kind of wasn't their fault, but when it comes to who is going to be paying out that like policy on that guy, it's them. It's them and the commission. But the commission honestly is probably more at fault here because they're like the final say of like
Of course.
you should or should not be able to do this, and they did
I mean, it's quite literally their fighter health
their
is
job.
their
Yeah, I know,
responsibility. They exist.
but they're gonna
for
face
it.
no punishment. The commission
Of course,
will
no,
face
the commission,
no
the
fucking
government.
punishment. Yeah.
They're completely unsupervised. That's great.
is that is your opinion of bare knuckle FC what it is because of the sport of bare knuckle or because of BKFC's like promotion? Because I would like
Yes.
to see actual like bare
I
knuckle,
don't even like have an
like
opinion
20
on
like
bare knuckle fighting.
26-year-olds who aren't just washed up MMA fighters.
I wouldn't like
here's
to
the
see
thing,
I feel like
that.
that
Quite
could be
honestly, I
interesting.
want to see old men beat each other up because like whatever, you're at the tail end. I don't want to see young dudes fuck each other up permanently and then still have
But they're
like
not
50
fucking
years.
each other up like worse from a brain
It's a
perspective.
different-
Well,
Yeah.
one man died in one and zero died in the other. So far, I'm gonna have to say one is a little bit worse.
I do think, though, Will, much like how MMA has many, another word for you, endemic problems.
It's pronounced
Do we even? We didn't even
academic.
say this guy's name who died. We just said the guy who died.
I mean, I don't know his
I
name.
don't
I'm
know
gonna
his
like I do.
name.
Being dead does not give you.
Well, we started
more.
talking about this story. Like, what are we gonna chat about? Oh yeah, the guy who
I
died.
don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. People will know.
Justin
But anyway,
Thornton.
the point
Justin
being,
Thornton died.
Justin Thornton. Good for you, Justin. How
Not really good for him.
women's MMA is always going to struggle because if you're an athletic woman, why would you do MMA? Much like how BKFC is going to struggle. If you're a competent boxer at all, you'd be a boxer. If you're semi-competent, you'd be in MMA. Like, you really do have to be in a pretty bad place to have to be doing bare knuckle.
Yeah, like Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, it's not a place you end up like you aspire to or go for, you're almost always forced there.
But that's, I
and
mean,
it can't be good.
you could have said the same thing about MMA 25 years ago.
No, because the thing about MMA is that if you were a wrestler, like this whole country's wrestling program, MMA was a fantastic place for you to go to. That simply just did not exist. If you're a boxer, there's so much money, even at the lower levels, like a livable wage in boxing. Like, why would you not just box?
That's fair. It is like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't know
understand.
about it much, but isn't it a different skill set?
What?
Like, aren't you supposed to
Bare
punch
knuckle?
differently
Of
in
course.
bare knuckle than you do in actual boxing?
Okay,
Of
I mean,
course.
yeah, but like if it was really that different, then the MMA guys would not just come over in in
But that's like I've
droves and
heard takes
droves.
of people being like, literally everyone is doing this wrong.
So interesting. I'm curious to hear what those points would be, but obviously,
But
no
no one
surprise.
is
If
like
you
a fucking
change the
bare
tools
knuckle
that you're
expert.
using, the skill set changes. Uh, you should be playing a different kind of guard. You should be playing a different kind of movement style for bare knuckle. Obviously, you should be doing that. But like, I mean, it's still punching.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, if you hit a guy in the face, it'll hurt.
And he doesn't fucking
No,
move.
they got those bare knuckle angles, dude.
Then you're Jeremy Stevens. I do have other actually pretty good talk stories I'd like to get to
Yeah,
here.
dude, hit it.
Quick one. Chucky Olives, Dustin Poirier confirmed UFC 269.
Hmm.
Spicy.
Always spicy. Second one, real quickie. UFC legend BJ Penn announces intent to run for governor of Hawaii.
I was gonna check that one. He's the Manny Pacquiao of Hawaii.
That's kind of awesome, and I mean, probably not gonna win, I would imagine.
He plans to get
Um,
rid of all vaccine passports.
Announced his intention to run in a statement on social media, accompanied by a montage from the 2006 film 300.
What
Said-
does it say? What party he's gonna run for?
I don't.
I
think
don't
so.
even.
I'm
I don't even know
scanning.
the state of Hawaiian politics. Like, what would his platform even
I'm
be?
assuming Republic. It'd get rid of all vaccine passports.
Is that
And
real? Are
follow
you
the
joking?
Yeah,
Where you
that's
said
no,
that,
that's a
or is that
quote.
what he
That's a
said?
quote. Get rid of all vaccine passports. Follow the Constitution to a T.
Awesome
sounds
points.
Republican.
Great points.
I support this.
Those are just great.
Sorry,
Man, awesome.
go
No,
ahead.
it's just like that's awesome. What are you gonna do as governor?
I'm not here
Be
to fit
awesome.
in with other politicians.
said,
I'm here to get our freedoms
I'm not
back.
here to take part. I'm here to take over Hawaii. The new king of Hawaii, BJ Penn.
He recently revealed he was asked to leave his daughter's school because he didn't have the coronavirus vaccine passport paper.
Okay, 1984. Anyone?
And then after that, the article goes to talk about his assault of his girlfriend and their restraining order.
Okay. DAE. Remember 1984? Book in high
Bro,
school. Come
literally
on,
the
dude.
same.
My final news story, which I'd like to get to, I think this is pretty great. We mentioned them briefly before, but Triller spent about $10 million to get the rights for Okay, this is a hard one. Teofimo Lopez versus George Cambosos Jr.
Oh yeah, that fell through.
And not just, it didn't fell through. What happened is that Triller wanted to move the fight, like straight up 11 days later, and that's a breach of clause. And they wanted George, not Lopez, not the guy who has the title. They wanted him to push it back, and they were trying to get him found in default by not wanting to push it back and being like, you need to pay me more money if you want to change the date. And the commission or whoever the fuck decides it's the IBF was like, well, actually, fuck you, Triller. It's Eddie Hearn's fight to promote now, so Triller's just out 10 mil on this.
Awesome.
That's
And
pretty
that's funny.
fucking sweet.
I did not know, also, by the way, that boxing at all worked like this.
Yeah, this is what people want the UFC to be like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want the UFC
no.
to be like this.
Having the UFC be like boxing would be shitty, but it's like
Yeah,
we
I-
could
as
we
much
could
as
think of
I-
a better way to do it.
As much as there are things that are wrong with the UFC and Dana White, I think it is pretty unequivocal that the way the UFC does almost everything is better. Basically, except for pay, everything is better
Yeah,
compared to boxing.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I don't
guess.
hate that
For a
take.
fan, yeah.
Fights are more even, kind of more like interesting matchups.
Nah.
I
Well,
fucking
the
know
one
who people
thing,
are on the undercards. People don't care if you lose a couple fights.
can
Like,
I bring up a Jack Slack take, Jonah, or will I get
yes, you may.
abused?
I haven't
Since
listened to it this week.
the ESPN deal, they've
Oh
just been
yes.
intentionally making the fight nights shittier and stacking the pay-per-views because they get the same amount of money for the fight nights no matter what.
Okay, that's a retarded take. Okay, let me be more clear. If the UFC is doing that, which is possible, that'd be retarded from them. But I hope they
Jonah
aren't
busting out the R word
because
in frustration.
I am. The
Twofer.
point of and why you retarded, I mean delayed, of course. The point is that if you are a company and you spend money like this ESPN deal, yes, it's an income generating thing, but a huge part of it is that they're on ESPN Fight Night. People can watch them. It's a fantastic advertising opportunity. You should be using that as a vehicle to get people to consume your PPVs. You don't want to make those shitty, specifically because they are what drives your PPV sales that you're trying to stack.
Yeah,
So
no, that's
The
true.
one thing
foolish
I
to
is
think
do
what the
that.
UFC has been doing is like they've been putting on interesting main events and then tacking on a fuckload of just like filler nonsense.
also like the views for have shown that people watch like essentially the same number of people watch if it's a good or a shitty fight night.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of people that
Really?
just
The
watch
ratings are
every
not that
one.
different.
I feel
Yeah,
like
because
I have
most
put
of the
every
people
time
who
there's a
watch
UFC
fight
card,
nights
I've
watch all
yeah,
of
I
them.
put it on. Or just like have it on even if I'm doing something else and not even watching.
Yeah.
Like I had this last week's fights just on my phone the whole time, but I was watching like
Mhm.
a fucking movie with Caitlin.
Do you think that the UFC tries to count impressions from
100%.
streaming to get ad revenue
100%.
or
Yeah.
no?
Yes,
They
1 million
definitely
percent.
must count that, yeah.
Interesting. That's... Well, anyway, that was my last talk. I think it's funny that Triller spent 10 mil when Jake Paul claims they already can't pay their fighters,
That is funny.
Well, why do you think they can't
and they
pay
got
them,
nothing
bro?
for it.
Probably because of Jake Paul.
Because they spent 10 mil on nothing. At least, you know what? At least they are in a better place than One FC, who spent 400 mil on itself.
They're just investing in their future, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Chatri's
They're
gonna
investing in
make a
themselves.
inspirational
It's like when you
LinkedIn
go to the
post
gym and
about
drink a
this.
lot of water.
Yeah. And acai. Um,
Wow, Will bringing up steroids. What a surprise.
Derek Lewis went on Hot Ones.
Oh, actually, hang on. Last talk I do want to get to here. Will, you just recently quit your UFC Jiu-Jitsu gym. Can you give us a review of the gym and tell us why it wasn't up to snuff for you?
Yeah, okay, so wait a
Um,
minute. Last hypothetical, Will, you're with Dana White and he catches wind. You had a great night with him, but he catches wind that you canceled your fucking UFC gym subscription. How do you think that goes for you?
I don't know. I mean, as long as the hookers and
Do you think you can
blow
beat him in
have
a
been
fight?
consumed,
What if he
I feel
takes
like
it
I don't
out of
really
your
care.
system? What if he looks at you
No
and he
way.
goes, I'm pumping you, and he fucking has some crazy elaborate contraption that can put the
I'd probably,
puts cum
Will,
back in
what if
your
he
I'd have
balls?
to
what if he
renew the
takes you to the
membership.
ground? What are you gonna do? You don't have training anymore.
I could beat Dana White on the ground.
No way.
Do you really
No
think that?
way. Dana White's a fucking beast, bro. The man is an
Beast
ox.
on
He
the
is.
ground.
He's a beast in the back rooms and on the
I
mats.
don't know. He is kind of fucking huge.
Dana White is giant.
And on steroids.
Yeah.
But he is an old man.
He is an old man, and he has no grappling training, to my knowledge.
Do you know? Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know if that's true.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
He does strike me as I just strike.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
guy.
Will, here's the real question.
Who's he gonna
Do you
train
think
with?
you could beat one normal-sized Dana White or 10 half-sized Dana Whites?
Damn.
What a difficult. Which one of those do you think is a
You gotta
harder
go with the
fight?
normal size Dana White. That's way easier. 10 half-size Dana Whites aren't even that small.
10
That's
half-sized
still like
Dana Whites are
120
still
pounds.
like your size.
Yeah. Okay. I retract my yeah, but they're not that small.
Yeah, you're right. They're not that small. They're a little bit bigger than you.
Nice.
Got
nice,
him. Fucking
nice.
got him.
UFC, my last class was just an encapsulation of why I didn't want to continue my membership. It started with them saying I needed to buy both a UFC gi for like $130 or something, and a UFC rash guard for like $50.
That's funny. Also, side note, $130. That's a cheap gi.
No, it's like you could get a gi for like $75.
No way.
Yeah,
That
but
gi
like
is
a
gonna
good
fall
quality
apart,
gi is
bro.
about like
Okay.
150, 200.
Like a fucking shoyo roll gi is like 200.
No. Those are like 3,
Will, what are you
4.
talking
Anyway,
about? Hold on.
continue.
Alright,
What
whatever.
fucking paper thin fucking gi are you buying for $70,
Yeah,
bro?
exact for
Like, what the
$75.
fuck?
It's gonna tear
gi,
apart.
my gi was like $120 and is better quality than the UFC gi.
That,
It's not
that
the
not
makes
UFC
plenty of
surprising,
gi
sense,
is
but-
though.
not like a yeah.
The UFC gi is
whatever.
probably a $70 gi that they put the
Yeah.
UFC logo on
Marked
and
up.
marked it up.
That's what I'm
like,
saying. And I already have one. Like I don't need two.
You were just making the claim that you can get a good serviceable gi for $70. That is where I
True.
call bullshit.
You can get a
You did
gi.
say
for
that.
I think you can
$70.
definitely get a gi. That okay.
That's
True.
that's
you
my
could get like a
True.
Taekwondo.
You can get a
Taekwondo
gi
gi.
for $70. Yeah, what if you showed
Alright,
up in
whatever.
your fucking child's Taekwondo gi class, Jonah? Just like,
Oos! Yeah, Will, please
Oos,
tell
brother.
us more.
yeah, what was up with your, what was the,
I didn't start at the beginning actually. Before class, all the people were there talking about how they're gonna cut like 10 pounds for their white belt BJJ competition in 2
It
weeks.
happens everywhere.
It does, but it's like you're dumb. And then the first round of rolling, I was with this dude. Do you guys know who Troy Polamalu is? I know it's a sports reference. You guys are big sports
No.
guys.
what do you mean? Are you kidding me? Like the most
I'm not
famous
kidding.
man from the Steelers? Head and Shoulders.
I have Ben Roethlisberger. I know who he
That's
is. at
true.
that's
That's
fair.
true. Ben Roethlisberger.
Second most
Second
famous.
most famous.
Okay.
Either way, he's got big long hair, is what he's
He's
famous
the Flying
for.
Hawaiian,
okay.
isn't that his name?
I have no, maybe.
This guy. You don't
I'm
even.
rolling
That's
with
my
this
fun.
guy.
You fucking asked. Are you familiar? I know you wouldn't maybe not know Troy Polamalu. You don't even know
That
his
was a
fucking
legitimate
nickname.
question.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
I'm rolling with this guy who has that type of hair. Was the premise of that reference? Incredibly fucking annoying. And he's one of the guys who's talking about like he goes every day and he's talking about cutting weight for the competition.
Yeah, so you punched him.
And
in the
I
dick.
like somewhat got the better of him in the roll, and he got very clearly mad. I was gonna sit out next round, so I was sitting against the wall. He's like, "Oh, you want to do it again, or are you too tired?" So I fucking roll with this guy again, beat
I
him
love
again, and
that
then he
you-
gets
you
angry.
I
fell
got
into the
goaded! I got
trap there,
goaded!
like, you could, Will, you could have just been like, "No, I'm too tired."
Nah, the second he said, "Are you too tired?" I had to do it.
I had to do it to him. Ankle.
I had
pick
to
this
do it to
motherfucker.
him. I simply had to. So I rolled with him
Wait,
again.
you want me to
and
be
then he-
real?
Be really real, son.
Did that. I rolled with the one really big dickhead purple belt who like scolds you angrily as you do stuff. I don't
Oh,
know if
Sean
I've told you guys
Strickland.
about this before.
This is the guy who.
No,
who,
this
like,
isn't the
put his-
injury guy.
his
This is
Different
out
guy.
hand
on
on
the
your-
internet.
on your
This
jaw
is
and hurt
out on
you,
the
right?
No,
fucking
no, no,
internet.
different purple belt
Will
guy.
is gonna get
Oh,
followed
you have
home.
2 shitty purple belts.
Will's
That's
gonna get
great.
followed
Yeah.
home by these fucking sexual rapists that he knows from his fucking gym. These predators.
If you do something wrong while you're rolling with him, like no, you can't do that. Not like wrong as in like if you left one arm in when you're in someone's closed guard, he'll get like angry with you.
Oh, it's because you were about to beat him by doing something wrong, so he has to be like, "Hold
No,
on,
I mean-
stop. Hold on, stop. Let me
He's
show
way
let me
better
show
than
you
me.
why you did this wrong."
And then he's not like trying to teach, he's just like getting angry at you for being bad.
Yeah, that's
so I
teaching.
did that.
What are you talking about? That's teaching.
And then as I was leaving, what I already told you about, the other purple belt was like being a dick to some guy where it was literally his first time ever rolling.
Oh, another one.
Well, retell the story for the audience.
Wait, are you
Nah.
saying that he was being a dick again to a new person whose first time it
No,
was?
this
or
is
you're-
a different
you're
part. Did I
retelling
not
the
tell you?
story?
I told Jonah.
No, you did tell
I told
us
Jonah.
about this guy. I thought you were saying he was doing it again to the same
No,
guy.
no, no,
You're
no.
just recounting.
Yeah, that was the same class.
That's so.
So I was like,
awesome.
yeah, I don't really want to go here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
That's so not fair, bro. What would Conor McGregor say? What would your idol Conor McGregor say about
He'd
you
sleep
being a
them all.
fucking snake? No, Will's just a fucking snake in the grass.
Apparently Connor did, like on his first day in SBG, just
He
like
absolutely
knocked
dropped
out
two
his sparring
people.
partner, and then one of whom was a woman.
Yeah, he fucking
Yeah.
dropped Owen Roddy with a body shot, and then John Kavanaugh was like, "Oh, I think he's just trying to be tough." Then smartly, John Kavanaugh walks into a different room to do whatever the fuck he was doing, and he comes back in the room, and that woman, I forget her name, just like on
She's
the
a
ground
UFC fighter.
crying. Yeah,
Was it the Liverpudlian woman who just fought?
it was not Molly McCann, no.
It was either way.
It was
It was
just
some like UFC fighter woman who he also dropped.
yeah, on day one. And then you know what John Kavanaugh did?
Chad.
This is all in
He
John
got
Kavanaugh said this is
dollar
perfect.
signs in
no,
his
this
eyes.
is John. This is all in
Yeah.
John Kavanaugh's book.
Mr. Krabs like
Yeah.
money
Well,
signs.
John Kavanaugh's book, firstly, is named Win or Learn.
No, it's
Secondly-
win or learn, like, and then Conor McGregor.
Whatever,
in
whatever. Win or Learn is already just a Conor McGregor quote. Secondly, he then writes this totally isn't a fluff piece by me, the man who wrote this book, where he's like, I then took Connor down and beat the shit out of him to show him, like, here's how we do this around here, buddy. It's like, okay, so wait, John Kavanaugh, what you're saying is not only you were running a gym and some kid came off the street and beat the shit out of two of your best
He
fighters.
came off the Crumlin boxing gym.
Okay, he came out of Crumlin boxing gym and dropped your best fighter at the time, Owen Roddy, and then dropped another woman who was also one of your elite level fighters. And then you took it upon yourself to beat the shit out of this untrained man who destroyed two of your proteges.
Using a martial art, you know he
yeah,
doesn't
like
know.
awesome.
Listen, dude, he took him to deep waters.
You know,
He's a shark in the ground in his ocean.
somewhere along the way, someone came up with this phrase, deep waters. It's a Chael Sonnen quote. And he goes, I'm not sure what it means. I'm not sure who came up with it. But I think it was Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker. It is a Dan Hooker quote.
No way is that
I
a
can
Dan
confirm
Hooker
that.
quote, really?
Yeah, absolutely not.
I feel like
it's just
everyone's been
Chael
saying
being
that
a
for
fucking
forever.
yes. It's a saying to go into deep waters.
Will's a
Like,
mark, dude. Will's a
I
mark for
can't
Chael Sonnen
believe it.
jokes.
It's just like
Listen.
Chael Sonnen's just so funny. Oh, dude, Chael is so. Has anyone had a better like arc than Chael?
I mean, he could have. If Chael could have retired like 3 fights earlier, and that
But
would've-
even still,
If Chael had
does
beat
anybody
Silva,
hold any of Chael's old man fights against him? I feel like Chael beautifully
I feel like
transitioned
no one
from
holds any of his fights against
Exactly.
him.
Chael,
like-
Chael got better, I swear, over
Chael
time.
Nah.
fucking transitioned from being like a no personality, first a woman to a man, then a no personality like undercard level fighter, then into like a loudmouth WWE style fighter who talked his way into big fights, and then just like kept talking, and now he just gets to talk and doesn't even have to fight.
The ideal.
Perfect
It
transition.
doesn't even
for
really
him.
matter what he says.
Islam
He
Makhachev.
can just-
He simply talks.
He can just say anything.
I think Dan Hooker invented the phrase "take him into deep waters and drown him." Funny guy.
Fun
You gotta
fact:
love
Dan
Chael.
Hooker invented water.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Dan Hooker, late
Dan
night,
Hooker?
late
Dan Hooker
notice
fighting
replacement.
Islam.
Makhachev.
Yeah. Maklayev.
We'll talk
Well,
about.
when are
it
we
when
gonna
the
talk
time
about
comes.
Yair Rodriguez?
Yair, dude.
Yeah, I'm scared that he's gonna
Young,
beat Max.
upcoming
I
fighter.
don't think he's gonna beat
Yair
Max.
Rodriguez.
If he does, that would be the internet would just Reddit
I
would
could see
hate
it.
that.
Honestly, I could see him throwing like a spinning kick and fucking.
Wait, you think
annihilate
Yair is gonna
Max.
beat Max?
I don't think he will beat
I,
him.
I,
but
I'm scared that it's gonna be flash
Yeah.
KO, get doing something
Max
funny,
is definitely getting.
and then Yair goes around
to
rest of
that
his life and
point.
beat Max,
Max is
Holloway.
definitely getting to that point, and I see all these comments nowadays that are like, "I'd love to see Max move up to 155 the right way this time." And it's like, I feel like Max doesn't have that much left.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
can.
I would love for Max to retire in 5
I think
fights.
you could have
5
said
fights.
that same thing after the Poirier loss.
He was
And
still
he, like-
champion though at that time.
He looks like. I feel like he has looked like he's on the verge of regressing
Oh, no,
for a
I don't
while, and
think-
it just hasn't
I'm
happened
not saying
yet.
I don't think he's regressed
Yeah.
in any way necessarily.
No, I'm
I
not
think that
saying he like
has
seems
taken
like he's
so
ready
much-
to regress.
I'm not even worried about regression. I'm worried about him actually getting the absolute fucking piss beaten out of him, which he
Oh, his
already
brain is
does. Like
fucked.
he already gets the shit beaten out of him, but then just wins anyway. But it's coming when that can't happen anymore.
Yeah, when his legendary
doesn't
chin just
work,
doesn't hold
like,
up
it's
anymore.
coming
I
soon.
don't know. I choose to live in a world where him not sparring negates that.
The fact that he's fighting a guy
I mean-
who's notorious for throwing spinny shit. I feel like Max is gonna get KO'd
Yeah.
first by weird spinny shit, and it'll just be like a
I know, I'm scared
humongous,
too.
disgusting heavy shot, and it'll put him away.
Well, once he gets KO'd, he's getting KO'd a lot of times.
What if he doesn't?
Oh, yeah.
What if it
Um,
hardens him?
Be nice.
What if he gets
That'd be great.
harder? Like what
That'd
if
be
what if
sweet. That'd
Islanders
make me happy.
are like oak trees?
Yeah, BJ Penn, legendary, legendary.
Yeah,
champ.
exactly. Hey, could become
Knocked
a
out
governor of
once,
Hawaii.
never again.
Okay, well here's the thing. Think about this. What they won't show you in that fucking lava bar clip where he gets knocked out by the bouncer is that when his
He did get
head
back
hit
up.
the pavement, it actually cracked the island of Hawaii in half. It cracked
Yeah.
the entire big island right down the middle.
It split it into 2 smaller islands.
Yeah. There's actually more. The Hawaiian.
They call them Ha and Hawaii.
The
Damn.
archipelago of Hawaii just like got larger today. Technically, it got smaller.
Yeah, technically we lost a little bit of
some
land.
but in terms
hey,
of yeah,
more
in terms
beaches.
of number of islands, it got bigger.
Yeah, someone just got beachfront property.
Now he's running for
There
governor
you go.
because he's like, I created this for you. I made the
BJ.
lava bar beachfront.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope Max. Do you see a world where he retires on top? I feel like I
Max?
do not. Yeah.
It's already too
Yeah, well,
late.
he's already not on top.
No, I mean like, if he becomes champ again, beats.
I don't think he's
Yair,
becoming
beats
champ again.
Volk.
I don't think he becomes champ again.
I don't think
You don't
that
think he
happens.
has a chance against Volkanovski?
No.
I think if
Hot take.
I think his only real chance.
I don't think saying a guy who's won twice winning it more
I
is a
feel
hot
like his
take.
only chance was Brian Ortega with that guillotine in fucking round 3.
Yeah.
That was Max's only chance of like being able to win the title again. Unless someone comes along and absolutely starches Volkanovski, like has a Cody Garbrandt-esque performance where they obliterate the best and then lose to everyone else after.
I mean, didn't Holloway drop Volkanovski twice in their second
Yeah,
fight?
didn't he also lose
And yet
twice?
still couldn't win.
Debatably.
Okay, well, it's not. We can go check the record.
Mentally.
We can check the record.
If you go to the fucking all decision bought it, the real record.
Sean
dude.
won Malley.
Look, I guess the shortest way to say this: fighters who are like 20 fights into their career typically don't get younger. You know, the time is coming. It's either
Max
sooner
is
than
still
later.
under 30.
I would love. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like in fight time, he's old.
That's true.
I would love just a couple, like 5 max, 5 maximum fights, maybe 3. Get 3 wins and retire.
I think Max is perfectly
think
filling
that's gonna
out his
happen.
role. Max beat the fuck out of everyone in the division on like a 12-fight win streak or whatever. Moved up, lost, whatever. Beat. Who did he beat? Jose Aldo twice, right? And then who else did he beat?
Yeah.
Order's a little off, but this all did
Aldo
happen.
twice
Yes.
and
No, but whatever
Ortega.
about all. I'm just saying, like, he did all that, and now he's not champion,
Cater.
and he's still dispatching contenders, like, one at a time. Like, he's
Yeah, he's
still
beating the
doing
number,
what
like-
he should be doing here. And I'm fine with
But,
that.
let me put it another way. Without Volkanovski, he's undisputably still the champion.
Yeah.
But I
Nah,
think in
baby,
a
he's a
couple of
beast.
years, like I really mean 2 or 3 years, that like status of only Volk is keeping me from the championship starts going away. And then the Calvin Kattar fight, if that happens again in a few years, I don't know if I like Max for that anymore. Remember what, dude? He ate massive shots in that
He
fight.
did eat like 5 big shots.
And it's like when
Cater ate,
everyone
like 200
eventually,
big
Mark
shots.
Hunt lost his chin. Like it's coming to everyone. You can't
Okay,
run
well,
from it.
Firstly, why don't you go and fuck off my page, you little cunt?
You go right back to the petrol station in the favelas, bitch.
Favela, bitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love Mark Hunt.
I don't
I do
know.
love Mark Hunt.
I
hope.
certainly
I
don't
love
think
Max,
that
you know, I
Max is
hope.
going to be champion again. Firstly, who in featherweight has the best chance of beating Alex that isn't Max? Like,
Brian Ortega.
no, okay. Who hasn't fought Alex already and also isn't Max that has like an upcoming meeting with him?
Triple C.
That's true.
Do you think
That's
Triple
true.
C wins that?
No, but I like Triple C, dude. I think, I mean, spicy take. Arnold Allen might give him problems.
But doesn't Arnold Allen have to
Wow.
fight more before he... Like, how many
He
more
would need
fights
one
do you
more.
think? Keep one more?
Yeah.
And even against who? They'll probably give him, like, Korean Zombie or something.
Arnold Allen
This is actually
has
kind of
looked
interesting.
dominant.
bit of a hot take, but I actually think right now the featherweight division is a little bit light.
They're just like kind of log.
Maybe
They're
top
kind of
heavy.
log jammed.
Here's what we've got. Let me talk
We
about
did
the
this
featherweight
last
division in our
podcast.
incredibly long talk segment.
We did this last podcast.
We have Volkanovski, who's great. I didn't even mean to do it. God, I'm so good. We have Holloway, who's also great. Like top, those are some like top all-time featherweights. They're so good. And then we have number 2 is Brian Ortega, who is also like probably beats a whole lot of the guys below him, but Max and Volk are just amazing.
I agree with that.
Then 3 is Yair, who's kind of a
I don't think
question mark
Yair
after 2
needs
years
to,
of not
yeah,
fighting.
like he shouldn't be at 3.
There's no way he should be that high.
Chang Sung Jung does not deserve to be 4. He is too slow and too old. He is like a 10 at best.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Bro,
no,
I
no.
do not
Do you
think
you
he
think
is
he
that good
loses to
anymore.
the people below him, or he doesn't belong at 4? Those are different.
Yes, both.
I can see him at 4 for what has happened in the division recently.
I think that Chan Sung Jung, as soon as he fights anybody with power, it's gonna have the same. He's chinny now.
You don't know anything. You simply don't know anything.
But this is what happens. He's just chinny.
I don't know. I
now.
feel like this division is pretty solid all the way through. Maybe just not the most exciting people.
No. I think Chan Sung Jung is weak. I think Calvin Kattar is good, but like, is Calvin Kattar?
Korean Zombie is
number
probably
5
the
in
weakest
division?
person in this ranking.
Then it's Arnold
No,
Allen.
Josh Emmett.
Then it's Josh Emmett, who hasn't fought in forever.
Okay.
Arnold Allen
Aiden-
is a legitimately exciting prospect.
Will loves
Process.
Arnold Allen and always
do.
comes
I'm
over
a big
Arnold
fan.
Allen. That who
Squiggle
is
gang.
Jack Slack or
He's
Heavy
not a
Hands
squiggle
podcast
guy.
talked about this before.
Is he not a wrestler?
No, this is a me take. Arnold Allen is a striker.
This is not a you take.
Whatever.
This is,
That is a me
Will
take.
doesn't have takes.
I have spicy hot takes.
I think this is a pretty solid division. I think the middle
I
is.
mean-
I don't think Danny Ige. I don't think Giga Chikazi.
Giga's
I
a
don't think
bitch.
Josh Emmett, Edson Barboza.
That's a me
I don't
take,
think Bryce
Wyatt.
Mitchell should be number 11. He's a meme fighter.
I like him a lot.
I think
dude.
there's a
You
lot
don't
of
like
weakness
Bryce
in this
Mitchell.
division.
I see weakness.
I love. Okay,
You
let
don't
me
like
clear.
watching
I
him
see
love
fight?
Bryce
stiffness
Mitchell.
in the featherweight division.
I love Bryce Mitchell. I love Kevin Holland. I don't have to think they're good to love
There's
them.
3-round main eventers, a beat hanging out. Maybe.
Yeah, Zabit's not even on the
Zabit's
rankings.
not ranked.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Okay,
But he's in
Mobsar
the division.
Evloev, come on.
I don't think Shane Burgos is that good. I don't think Sadiq Youssef is that good. Like, it's crazy how I feel like everyone basically from 4 to 15 is I feel like a rank 10 to unranked fighter.
You could say the same thing about bantamweight.
Bantamweight, let's
You could
see.
say the exact same
We
thing.
spent a ton of time.
Yeah, they're kind of in the same
Okay.
position.
Petter,
the two
TJ,
divisions.
Corey, Rob Font, Jose Aldo. That's a strong top 5. Marab, weaker.
Then it's
Cody,
big drop off.
weaker. Frankie's the weakest of all of them.
I don't think
Pedro
so.
Munoz
I
is
think
not
Dominic
that
Cruz
bad.
is the weakest of all of them.
Oh, you're right. I just
absolutely
cut to
think
Dominic.
is
Right,
the
I mean, you
weakest.
have Frankie, Marlon, and Dom.
The fact that Jose,
Rafael Assunção.
Yeah. those are
Jose,
weak.
Frankie, and Dom are all still in the rankings, I think.
They're bantamweight.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar was the lightweight
But the
champion.
fact that those 3 are still in the rankings and that Jose Aldo specifically is rather high is like, that's kind of embarrassing for everyone else.
Do you guys also remember when Frankie Edgar fought Max Holloway?
Yeah, do
That
you
was
remember when
bad.
Frankie Edgar fought Brian Ortega and got bus driver uppercutted into fucking
Bus-
oblivion? And like literally
Yeah,
came
that happened.
off the ground like a fucking cartoon.
That was comical.
I don't know. You could say the
I
same
think
thing
Marlon
about.
Vera deserves a higher rank. I think Rafael Sunsao deserves a higher rank. I think Cody Stamen deserves a higher rank.
I'm
Whatever.
not high on Cody Stamen.
Me neither. I think Cody
I-
Stamen is
I'm-
incredibly vanilla.
I think he's better than Dominic Cruz, which I think I'm going to eat my word because I believe he just
Yeah.
lost to Dominic Cruz, unless that's a different person.
No, that is a different
Are you
person.
sure?
Am I thinking of
That was
Casey
Casey
Kenny?
Kenny. Yeah.
Who did Cody
Yeah.
Stamen fought recently though, didn't he?
He just lost to someone good.
Let's see. He just lost to Marab.
Marab, yeah.
Yes.
I like Marab.
Rob
Will,
That was a good
total
fight.
turnaround
No.
on Marab.
What?
Marlon,
When?
that's
No,
what it
no,
is.
no.
You
I said he's
always call
boring.
him out as
I said he's boring.
Yeah, and then
He
you
is
always talk
boring.
about how you hate boring fighters.
No,
Yes,
that was
yes,
before
yes,
I converted to That was before I converted
You are not
to
a
Squiggle
convert.
Gang.
You are just pretending. You're just a Connor
No,
Holick and
you
fucking.
calling me
I
a
can't
charlatan,
wait
dude?
For fucking.
You calling me a charlatan to Squiggle
I
Gang?
am calling you a fucking two-faced, do nothing, know nothing, fake attitude,
Why?
fake
I like
whatever,
people with the
little
same
bitch.
style as I'm predominantly a grappler.
I
I
don't
like
give a
watching
fuck what
people
you're
who
saying.
predominantly grapple.
Oh, believe me, I know you don't have
I
hands, Will.
am
Buddy,
saying
fucking wait
this.
and see.
I'm saying as soon as Conor McGregor's next fight is announced, you are going to be sitting in your chair and you're going to break out in cold sweats and you're going to want to like scream from giddiness, but you have to like choke it down and hide it deep inside of you. That's going to be you, bro.
Nah.
We're going to be talking to you
If
and
I see a Connor fight
you're gonna
booked,
be
I'm
scratching your
gonna,
neck and your fucking arms. You're gonna be like, "Oh shit, dude! Oh shit, the Connor fight's coming
buddy.
back up." And then, but the closer we get, the more it's gonna come out of you, and you're gonna revert fully back to being like a Connor bro.
I can tell you my exact thought process if I see a Connor fight booked is, oh no, he's gonna get knocked out, and then I'm gonna get made fun of again. That will be my process if I see Connor get a fight
Yeah,
booked.
doubtful. Pressing
I'm
X
gonna
right
say,
now to doubt.
oh no, I'm gonna get fucking shit on in the group chat,
Massively.
and I gotta deal with these absolute idiot brains. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say you have monkey brains.
No. You are the one with the monkey brain.
Well, I actually have a certificate saying I do not have monkey brains.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
this?
I'm a well-known human.
Let's just
That was a great
say
reference by
this.
me.
Ready?
Okay, also hang on. Fair warning, my headset's running out of battery. It's been an hour and a half
Okay.
long
Well, hold on
podcast.
That's two podcasts.
Then we can end maybe on this. You are fucking. You are a
This better be
social
good.
worker, okay?
I'm cutting this out.
Why? What? You're a social worker, and you go into this house, because I've got whatever social workers
this-
do. I've
is
got a
this
fucking
RP?
appointment here. You open the door, and you're the guy you're here to check on. One, Jonathan Bones Jones is currently in the middle of simultaneously beating the shit out of his wife and snorting a bunch of cocaine on the table. What do you zero in on first? Do you try to get him away from the cocaine first, or do you try to get his wife away first?
Hmm.
Also, by the way, you're in Vegas.
Trick
Just
question.
remember that you're in Vegas, so the city is influencing him.
Ah, fuck. He's
He's
in
under
Vegas
under
Jones.
the influence of the city of Las Vegas.
Well, okay, so I take the coke away from him
Okay, now
by
you
consuming
now
it myself.
rage
No,
in
no,
your
by
eyes.
consuming it myself, and now I have super coke powers, thus giving me the ability to break up the fight between John and his wife.
Right. Okay. I like the way you're framing this. Honestly, yeah.
Break
I
up the
like
fight
I like the
between-
way
that's
that
great
you're framing this.
verbiage.
It is.
I'm sure
It's
it's a competitive
No,
bout.
it is. Here's the thing: is you were called to his house because all the media circus that's going on, and it's just that, a media circus trying to crucify an innocent man. You open
Absolutely.
the door.
Trying to crucify
You
good
open the
Christian.
Until
door,
proven
and
guilty.
you see John Jones's
Allegedly.
fiance absolutely beating the shit out of him, like mercilessly. She's fucking double legging him. She's got him down on the ground. She's doing everything that John Jones should be doing to a person. She annihilates
Sure.
him, and then she gets up and tells her daughter, "We're gonna go frame Daddy." What do? Do you try and stop her, or do you go along with it?
Probably give her the belt, dude.
Give her the belt. Okay, so Will is now beating John Jones's wife with a belt.
Okay, okay.
Give her the fucking belt. Stands up, beats her.
I mean, she has become the lineal champion.
I think that's a bold move of you, Will, to walk in the room and immediately try and separate.
The first, intergender lineal champs.
Trying to separate Jones from his cocaine must be horrible, and I applaud you for trying to attempt that, Will. That's real bravery right there.
Yeah, I mean, I could take him.
You think you could take him?
Yeah, he's old man.
Yeah, if he's in enough of a stupor, like what level of drunken high do you think
No.
John Jones needs to be at before you're comfortable taking him on?
I don't think there is one.
There has to be a limit when he's like
too drunk to
unconscious
function.
almost, yeah.
I don't know.
It always that threshold
Here's the
simply
thing, though.
exists. at
No
all
matter what, he weighs 100 pounds more than
You
me.
gotta be careful because there is that huge span of time before he's at the incapacitated point where he is drunk, mentally out of control of his actions, and still capable of fucking a person up. That's gotta be the scariest.
I think
And
John
you
could do
took
the
his
thing you do
cocaine,
to your
Will.
little brother, where you just put your palm on their forehead, and
Oh.
then they can't reach you. He would just do that to me.
Well, Will, you could just take a baseball bat to his little chicken legs.
I don't think I could reach. I think my reach with a baseball bat is probably less than his arm reach. Man's got extendo arms.
Damn, Will.
Boop.
If you're his fucking PR
Listen.
team, what are you doing right now? What's the move? Would you say step one is take a video of your fiance kissing you?
No, step one is take a video of me bench pressing, saying this is gonna be the best thing that happened to me.